Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Malort Tutorials. In this episode, we'll be covering save states and how to save your actual game. Let's begin. So, I'm here with the regular first-person template that we've been using. So this includes the head bobbing and the crouching. And I'm going to show you how to actually save your game. Now, these save states, all they really are is a list of variables that you will use that you want to actually carry over to the next time of use. And all it really is when you save the game, those variables get loaded into an object. That object is then just kind of stored away for later. And then when you load the game again at that save state, those variables unleash and go into your game and is used for whatever purpose. So for this one, I'm going to be showing you how to save your game, but I'm going to be storing my location so that it's very easy to see about the save state. So first, we actually need to create a new blueprint, and inside the All Classes tab, which is just this drop down, we're going to type in save game, and that's going to be the one that we're inheriting from. And let's just call this like Malord save game. You can call it whatever you want. Now in here is going to be where you store your variables. So underneath variables, I'm going to just store location and make that a vector. And you know, if your game includes like your health bar, stamina bar, amount of ammunition, or really anything like that, you would just keep adding variables to this and make sure that the variable is the same type as what you're using. So health can be like an integer or a float, ammo an integer, so on and so forth. The different items that you have can be those actual items by using the different variable types. So really just match whatever variable type you have to whatever you want to actually save. So I'm just going to make this location, and that's it for now in here. Now in our first-person character, we're going to be adding our actual saves. So I'm going to toggle saving to a key and loading to another key. This will be our save, and this will be our loading. So let's focus on saving for now. So when it's pressed, we need to actually save the game. So type in save, and we're going to do create save game object. Now, it would probably be best if we also include this if statement. Does save game exist? So that slot name is going to be important later, but I won't actually deal with that one at the moment. Actually, let's just pump it through here. So create save game object. We're going to be loading up our Malord save game. In this case, we need to cast to the object so that we can set our location to be a certain thing. And the location that we want set is the location of our mesh. So let's drag mesh in here and do get location, or just location. Get world location. So we're going to set that as this. And from here, now that we set our variables, and you would do this for every single variable you have, like health, ammo, so on and so forth. And what would actually make it even easier is if you put all those variables into an array and just call a for loop and just load them in that for loop one by one into the save game state. But once you set all of your variables, then you want to make this into a slot. So type in save one more time, and then it says create save game object, or save game to slot. So this is the next step. Now the slot name, you can set it as like a static slot name, so let's do like S1. But really this slot name is going to be similar to how when you're saving a game on, let's say, on your console, and you see that actual slot, that slot name is associated to that. So if you had different players, you probably want to name this slot name a little bit differently and also change the index. But in this case, it's just me, and I just want to overwrite the slot name, so I'm going to set that as a stagnant S1 and the user index to be 0. And the object that we want is our save game object, which is from here. And just to see if it works, we're going to print to see if that's true or false. So now when we go in here and we type in RO, we notice that it comes into true. So we know that it just saved our game. Now in P, which is our load game, what we need to do is type in load. So we need to load game from slot. So we need to get the slot name. Our slot name was S1, so type that in. Make sure that the slot name and the user index is the same. Then from there, we have our object. So once again, let's cast to our object to get those properties. And what you want to do now is that this contains all of those saved objects that you stored over here. So you need to actually set them back to where it was. So in this case, I need to get the location of my actor, or I need to set the location of my actor. So I do, let's set actor location. There we go. So I get location. This goes into here. We are attaching it to ourselves, and those ones are not gonna. Those ones don't matter. So you do all this ideally before you go into the game, so that the player doesn't see all of these things being set. So before the player comes in, you do your load, and that's about it. But I'm going to be attaching it to this hotkey, so you're going to see it right away. And that's it, really. So let's go over here, and let's run over here, save our game, and then let's run over here, and then we're going to load our save state, and you're going to see it teleports over there. Now that cool looking teleportation zoomy thing is actually due to the previous tutorial's camera lag, which is the crouch feature. But you can see there that no matter where I go, it's saved. And just to test, is that save working? Yep. So notice that the save file that we had before happened even when we got out and came back in. And so that is essentially how you save your game, as demonstrated by the teleporting back to this one particular spot. So that's how you do it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you.